The auctioning of women online in the recent Bulli case is horrible in itself. But what is more heart-wrenching is that the people who have done this are young adults. The shock and outrage after the BB case is exactly how a society should react to such incidents. At the same time, it must also be understood that this is not a one-off case. There is a deeper problem underneath that needs to be resolved. If you have been on social media as long as I have, then you must have definitely noticed that more and more teenagers and young adults are getting in trouble with the law for harassing someone online. In not so rare cases nowadays, young adults influenced by online echo chambers have committed violence against others and sometimes against themselves as well. Remember the Blue Whale game? It was an online game in which young adults were encouraged to self-harm and kill themselves. Involvement of young adults in the recent BB case has sparked a conversation about the growing radicalization and extremist views in our society. People are blaming a particular religion, rise of a specific political party, and lack of jobs as some of the reasons why this is happening. While everyone is right in their own understanding, considering this is a complex problem with many moving parts, what seems to be missing from the conversation is the topic of parenting. Now I realize that parents don't like to be parented on parenting, especially by young blood. So take this video as an observation from someone who has grown up online. First of all, yes, the world is safer for children than it has ever been in history, but only physically. Vaccination helps babies live longer, easy availability of education gives them skills to thrive in life, and the law is really hard on any exploitation of children. So while danger for kids has receded in the outside world, it has been steadily increasing in the digital world, and there's no escaping it. Before the internet, if a teenager got into bad company or bad habits, the parents would have known about it through society and helped their kids in time. In the age of internet, however, a preteen can be fighting with an undergraduate from France in a random Instagram's comment section about why all Jews should be raised from Israel for what Israel is doing in Gaza Strip for 5 days straight, and the parents would never know about it. The scenario I just mentioned is a hypothetical one, but it is still a lot better than what can kids experience online in real life. And the sad part is, no one is able to help them because no one knows. The root of this problem lies in the fact that internet browsing is a private activity. Rarely do people see something on their iPhones or laptops in groups. In fact, peeking into someone else's smartphone is considered rude. Therefore, when a kid is online, he is on his own. And since internet can be a really dangerous place, what saves a kid from going to inappropriate websites, involving in hateful discussions, and trolling random people is a kid's moral values. Moral values is simply having a sense of what is right and what is wrong. And strong moral values act like a compass that helps a kid out of wrong places and wrong people, both online and offline. Now let's be real. There will always be extremism, bigotry, and hatred in this world, along with millions of other things that kids should not be bothered with. But we live in a world where moral corruption and manipulation are just a tap away. And it has become very easy for kids to lose way and get into trouble. In such a world, a kid with strong moral values will not only get into less trouble, but also quickly correct himself if he makes a mistake. Therefore, more than ever in the history of mankind, it has become important for parents to invest in the moral values of their kids. Another reason why kids get in trouble online is because of lack of proper guidance about digital life. As you might already know, kids learn about how the world works primarily through observation and emulation. Children observe how their father talks a certain way to his friends, and they notice how their mother interacts with her colleagues. Then they copy that behavior in different parts of their lives. Whenever kids don't have a role model, they take guidance directly from the society. As I've already established, internet is a private place, and unlike real life, most kids rarely see how their parents behave online, so they don't have a parent role model to look up to when it comes to digital life. To make things even more complicated, kids themselves don't want their parents around on social media. It is not cool. For most kids, social media is a fun place to hang out with friends. No parents allowed. So to learn digital manners, they rely on other people and how they talk to each other on the internet. Unfortunately, internet is a more negative place compared to real life. Facebook promotes hate, Instagram negatively affects the self-esteem of young girls, YouTubers using crass language are the most popular, and I've got no words for how toxic Twitter and Telegram can be. People here on social media can be rude, condescending and sarcastic without realizing that the person they are replying on Twitter might be a 13-year-old who might take things to heart for the rest of his life. Therefore, the digital behavior and language youngsters pick on social media is also rude and condescending. This creates a cycle of negativity. And to protect themselves from this internet toxicity, kids make fake accounts, which further complicates things for parents. A solution to this problem can be that parents need to involve their children while interacting with people online, to show to them how to make comments on social media, how to respectfully disagree with someone online, what comments to reply to, what comments to ignore, and most importantly, what kind of discussions and groups to stay away from. This way, kids who will eventually become adults not only create a positive digital environment, but also stay out of trouble with the law. The societal structure on the internet is quite different from the offline world. I'm sure you must have noticed that offline, children like to spend time with other children, teenagers enjoy the company of other teenagers, and college kids prefer hanging out with kids their age. On the internet, however, people of all ages are lumped together. So the situation now is that kids are frequently interacting with adults twice or even thrice their age about serious topics like politics, religion and social issues. And from how social media is, there is a high probability that a kid will end up at a video or a discussion that criticizes a particular religion, country or political ideology. Here on YouTube, videos criticizing Hinduism, Islam, China, Pakistan and journalists are really popular. The people who make critical videos do so with an adult audience in mind. But kids who watch them end up unknowingly hating a particular religion or people without any solid reason. Collectively, this can create a very hateful society, capable of criminal violence. Just take a look at our Western neighbor. Because of its state's religious policies, it has created a generation that ends up setting the country on fire every 4 months in the name of their profit. Therefore, it is imperative for parents to involve their children while watching current affairs related content and teach them to reject any point of view that promotes hate, violence and bigotry. As we speak, millions of Indians are coming online for the very first time. Yet internet has so drastically changed our lives that everyone is confused. Kids are confused because they don't have proper guidance. Parents are confused because they don't understand the internet. In such confusion, it is important for each and every one of us to be empathetic and kind towards each other. Because if we are not, confusion is where the devil thrives. Thank you ladies and gentlemen for coming over to my vlog. I will see you soon.